guys, X-Rated Gaming here, gonna bring you a little tutorial or tip gameplay. I'm gonna be doing it for pretty much every game mode except for the stupid ones like multi-team and stuff like that. Okay, so this one's gonna be capture the flag. And for this is my class setup. I run lightweight because I like to be able to chase down the flag carrier or run the flag back fast. I got dexterity because when you're sprinting and you stop, you need to be able to zoom in faster than someone else who's also sprinting. I run C4 for those over-the-wall kills. Shock charge to slow opponents down or stop them from getting the flag. Overkill with the comm because I find that I run out of ammo very fast, and the vector because it's my favorite weapon in the game. Now let's get started with the gameplay. Just as a warning, I am definitely not a rusher. I like to stay back and defend or move the tactical positions around the map to cut off enemies from either reaching the flag or taking the flag back to their home base. Now what you don't want to do in this game is go full steam ahead charging right in. 90% of the time you will die from doing that. Okay? Now I'm going to show you some cool positions on this map, like this one. You want to hide behind this lady's leg. Almost no one looks here, and you can pretty much see every single spot where they come from, except for over there. Now over here, if they're coming through there, a lot of people like to sit in that corner. What you want to do is you just want to stand, crouch, and shoot. Now I stay here pretty much the whole game, except for if I want to go capture. Now, here's a couple tips about capture the flag. If your whole team's rushing, and you're a pretty good defender, stay back. Odds are, half your team will be killed, and they'll have an open road straight to your flag. Now, the problem with that, as you can see, is that there will be no one to cut them off. And if there's no one to cut them off, then they will score. And if they score, they'll be ahead. Unless they're not ahead already. That was really bad. Well, then I got killed by a shotgun. But anyway. Okay, so on with the thingy. Now right there, I didn't do my best. That's how the last game started off, and I frantically stopped the recording because I was doing extremely bad. And right here, you see me rush in. There's something I never do, but I saw the chance for a sweet kill, and I knew I could outdo my opponent. Simply because I was sprinting ahead, and he was walking forward, looking around. Now, another thing you may notice is that I'm not standing in the main fire points. Main fire points being straight down the middle and to the either side. These are the highest traffic areas in the map. Normally, well, on this map it doesn't really matter because it's so small and there's only the 3 choke points. What you want to do is if your whole team is rushing down one side, you want to set up a choke point on the other side. Either A, to help on the return, or B, to cut off enemies who may have got your flag. Now, notice, if your team is doing extremely bad, and you have really dumb people on your team, you do not want to put any trust in them. You do not want to trust them to escort you, and you definitely don't want to trust them to defend the flag. Now, if you're ahead like our team is, and see how everyone's going out, that is a big issue. The issue is that if I die, who's there to cut off the runner? No one. Now the runner may not get very far because I'll probably spawn somewhere near him, like you always do in Search and Destroy, or not Search and Destroy, Capture the Flag. But just as a precautionary measure, you don't want to strain too far away from the flag. Now, like I said before, you want to set up choke points if your whole team's on one side of the map. And by choke point, I mean a tactical position somewhere in the map where you can easily cut off enemies from securing. Now when you easily cut out this enemy, you want to make sure that you do not immediately rush out to return your flag. If you do this, odds are you're going to die, unless it's in a closed area. Now even if it's in a closed area, keep in mind that there are advantage points to every position on the map. These advantage points will not only give the other team a tactical advantage if you're running around like a moron, but will 90% of the time get you killed. Oh crap. And right there you see I immediately crouch and get behind this statue. The only reason I'm behind the statue is because it's the only form of cover and it'll cut off the line of sight from the left side of the map. That's another thing. In 1v1 gunfights, you don't want to take in a 1v2 or a 1v3 gunfight against enemy players, you don't want to take both of them on head on. What you want to do is you want to get next to a piece of cover to cut off the line of sight from one person, and you want to be able to kill the other person. Like I said there, see how that guy immediately tries to rush out and return the flag? He died. And I shouldn't have done that, but I felt the duty to help my team. Right now, I'm almost running a 2. Next round, I'm going to show you how to defend the other side of this map. Now, normally, people don't come up here, but since they are, I'm going to throw that up there, and I'm going to get to a different spot. There are multiple choke points on this side of the map. 1, being where I just was. 2, the area I was before. Great choke point. Now, there's another choke point, which I'll show you once I respawn if I have enough time. It's right to the right of where that guy just was. If you see that guy, what the heck? See where that guy is on the other side of the map, opposite of where I was the last time I told you guys. You will note there's a little generator there that has like a little wall, and you can see clearly to the other side. This clear vantage point, right here, right there where that guy just was, that clear vantage point will often be the choking point when the other team is trying to secure your flag on that side. If you can get to this point in time, you will be able to cut off that enemy and keep them from scoring. Another thing you don't want to do, you don't want to travel in a large pack. You want to split up into small groups of either 3 or 2. Mainly because if you're in too large of a group, you're going to get blindsided. Because you'll think everyone else has your back, but 90% of the time, they don't. Another thing, weapon choice. If you're a rusher / camper like I am, and you like to defend more than you like to run, don't choose a rushing weapon, like a shotgun. Choose your weapons tactically. It will often be the difference between life and death in this game mode. If you do want to defend all the time, you want to make sure you choose something that's good at long range, like an assault rifle or an SMG with grip. I chose the Vector because I think that it's pretty good rate of fire, which makes up for its lack of damage. And it also has a very decent accuracy. Even without grip, if you put an attachment on this weapon, like a reticle, like the reflex or the EOTech, or even ACOG, if you can put ACOG on submachine guns, I don't really know that because I never do that, but anyway, yeah. But also, if you're a camper, you almost always want to have Bouncing Betty and Shock Charge. The Shock Charge will stun your opponent, causing them not to have very good reaction, and even cutting off their hearing for a short period of time. This cutoff of hearing will disable their ability to hear your Bouncing Betty go off, and have the Bouncing Betty miss. Darn it. And this will often save the team if you're back there using a kill streak or something. Like I said before, never rely on your teammates to do your job. If you think that there's an enemy coming, you go check that area out. Don't depend on your teammates. That is the #1 mistake that 90% of the people make, is relying on their teammates. Unless you're in a party with good communication, you can never rely on your teammates. Ever. Now, I know I'm not doing very good this gameplay. Should have uploaded the last one, because I'm trying to talk to you guys, but normally, and about kill streaks. If you're a defender, you don't want to use supportive kill streaks. You may use one like UAV or orbital, but you don't want to run all supportive kill streaks. You want to run just lethal kill streaks. Lethal kill streaks will often give you the extra bonus that you need to make the top of the leaderboard. And this will be the difference between being a good player and being a horribly noob-y player. Now, you may be saying, well, how do I decide what to use? It's trial and error. You try out one thing, if it doesn't work, you change it the next game. Always have a backup class of something that you know will work and that you're good with. This will give you a tactical advantage almost all the time, even if you don't have a good class. Even if the class you set up isn't a good one, you will have that tactical advantage and be able to get those kill streaks. Now, I'm probably gonna die here.
On your feet. Shoot her down.
I didn't know. I thought that guy died. But anyway, I hope this tutorial / tips and tricks has been helpful. So I'm just gonna conclude it there and just focus on playing. I'm sorry this wasn't a very good gameplay, but the tips that I use, I'll be uploading a non-live commentary probably after this, showing you how good I usually do. And that was completely my teammate's fault for standing in the doorway where their sentry gun is. Uploading a non-live gameplay after this, just showing you how tactically, or how important it is to tactically play this game mode. If you don't play tactically in this game mode, and you're boneheaded, like you play team deathmatch, free-for-all all the time, you'll almost never be good at this game mode. Tactical game is the #1 way to get high XP and high kill streaks in this game. If you lack either one of those skills, work on them. You never want to be caught in a position where the enemy player will outsmart you. If the enemy player outsmarts you, 90% of the time you're going to die.
Extended mission time.
Okay, we're gonna go into overtime.
Capture the flag.
Now, if you can't capture the flag in overtime in a quick enough time, let the time run out. That allows your team to be able to capture it the next round and not lose. Now, since it is overtime, I'm going to be setting up a tactical position. Right here is another good choke spot. You have clear coverage of there, that doorway, and that choke point over there.
Be advised, your equipment has
Now, one thing you don't want to do is be caught using a lower powered weapon. If you know that your gun will not win gunfights unless you have the correct attachments on it, use those attachments. You never want to be caught in a position where you could save the team and then lose the gunfight because your gun isn't powerful enough or doesn't have the right attachments on it. Now right here, this is, oh, we're gonna lose because I failed right there. And that's another example of how tactically playing is another way to win the game for your teammates. Now, I'm sorry that I didn't upload this past week, basically at all. I was having difficulties with my software and uploading. The upload sequence would be interrupted by my computer shutting off, and then when I turn it back on, it would say that the upload was finished. But in reality, it wasn't. It would be processing on YouTube for 3.5 hours, and then say an error has occurred. Now, I noticed that this is a problem for you guys who like to tune into my channel, and I promised that I would give you videos every day, which is why I uploaded 4 videos today. And this next week, there will be a lot more coming because I'm going on summer vacation. My last day of school is Tuesday. So, just stay tuned to be patient. I'll try to get gameplays up every day. Like I said, I'm gonna upload a gameplay after this, probably, unless I upload Team Deathmatch tricks, which I'll probably be doing. Now, I know this wasn't a very good gameplay, but believe me, if you follow the tips I've given you in this video, it will be a tremendous help in your ability to play Capture the Flag and get high XP. Normally, I run about 5,000 XP a game and get about 40 kills a game. I know it doesn't sound very good, but it is. See, that guy is running 45 and 17, and he has over 4,500 XP. That's usually me, but for some reason I'm not doing very good at this time Maybe it's because I always choke when I commentate. But you guys know how good I am. Alright, this is the conclusion of the Capture the Flag tips and tricks gameplay. Tune in either tonight or tomorrow to view the Team Deathmatch
Sound
tips and
clear.
tricks. Thank you, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.